right, hey IG, hey Facebook. We are live, set up, just waiting for a few more people to join us, and then we'll get started. Please forgive my setting up stuff. I'll have it together one day when y'all get on here. I'll just give maybe another 30 seconds or so, and then we're gonna hop into it. All right, let's get into it. So hello and welcome everyone to today's Tuesday Talk. My name is Tari Kaya Allen Butler, and I am a speaker, an author, and entrepreneur. And I'm an author of my book out called Mom Keys to Mental Peace, 12 Tips to Become a Healthy Mom and Raise Healthy Children. And what I do is teach millennial moms how to gain confidence in who they are as a woman and mother, because in order to have confidence in your motherhood, you must first have confidence in your womanhood. All right, so my lighting on my Instagram is a little off. All right, y'all. So I am excited about today's talk because I'm here for all things mindset growth, for mindset leveling up, for leveling up in your life, for reaching your goals and pursuing the things that you were put here on this earth to do by God, fulfilling your purpose. So I just want to start today's talk with taking it back to church a little bit of foundational scripture. And even though it's scripture and it really does set the foundation and the tone for the whole purpose of this whole mindset thing. Hey. All right. So the foundational scripture for everything that I'm talking about today is from Romans 12:2-3. Hey, Asia. All right. And it says, do not copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. So a lot of times when we're trying to push past in our lives, or we feel stuck, how about that? When we feel stuck in our lives, whether your finances, your relationships, your business, or your life goals, it's usually due to how you think about the situation, right? So whether you're having some self-doubt thoughts in your mind, whether you're telling yourself that you can't do it, whether you have some negative self-talk where you're like overthinking and going too deep into your thoughts until you're just paralyzed with fear and don't do anything at all. Like I said, it all starts in our minds. And any type of success that we have towards a goal starts with the decision in your mind, or the idea in your mind to be born. And then you have to move and act on it, right? So I love this scripture here because pretty much it's saying if you want to be a new person, if you want to level up, if you want to move past your sick and tired of being sick and tired stage of whatever that is, you have got to renew your mind in order to see a new life, or in order to see changes in that area. So the only way to experience a new level in your life is to change the way you think. It sounds so simple, but it is so hard, y'all. Our thoughts and our minds, we're like constantly thinking all day. You can be thinking about what you're making for dinner. You can be thinking about an argument that you had with somebody and what you want to say the next time y'all might get into it. And be prepared. Like, our minds are constantly going. So yes, that sentence is simple, that, to change your mind. To change your life, you have to change your mind. But it takes work to change your mind. It takes trial and error. And honestly, I feel like there's no main arrival point that we get to in our minds, because we're humans. We have thoughts of, jealousy. We do get upset. we do compare and, things like that. So there's no arrival point for it's like, all right, once I get to this point, I'm never going to have another negative thought again. That's not how it works, sis. At all. Those negative thoughts are going to come, but stay tuned with me because I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do when that happens, right? And how to level up your mindset. So, kind of like I said before, you kind of have to be in a place where you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired of yourself and of your situation. And you have to know that old thinking patterns are not allowed into your new way of life. It will not work. So here are some examples that I have of that. So, excuse me. So maybe you have the initial thought that the only reason that she's trying to tell me what to do is because she hates me or she hates on me. That's one way of thinking. When you're in a new mindset, you can flip it to, wow, I didn't realize I did that. I'm grateful that I have her in my life to point out things in me that I cannot see. Or another example is, I don't have time to exercise. I'm just going to stay big forever. That's one mindset way that you can have. Or you can switch it to, let me evaluate my schedule and see where I can fit in a 30-minute exercise. Simple. Another example is, I know my rent is due, but I really need to get my hair done. I'm just going to get it done and borrow the money for my rent from somebody else. That's an old way of your mindset for your finances. But when you transition into your new lifestyle and your new mindset, you may say, I really want to get my hair done. I really want that hairstyle, them butt length braids. I really, really want them. But let me get my point. I really want that hairstyle, but the way that my bank account is set up, I can't do it right now. Maybe I can get a different hairstyle. Ask my homegirl to do my hair. Or save my money so that I can afford the hairstyle that I want in the future. And last but not least, for your old mindset thinking, you could think, parenting is hard. I feel like all I do is yell at my kids and they don't listen to me. Your new mindset would say, parenting is hard. I need to have a serious conversation with my kids about the importance of following my directions. And for your smaller babies, you may have to think, this is a temporary season that will soon pass. All right? So when those examples, those are everyday examples, maybe some things that you have thought. I know I've definitely thought them. And like I said, it doesn't go away. There's no arrival point, but we're shifting the mindset. We're shifting and shifting our words for that situation. And I really like the last one about, parenting is hard. I still kept the new mindset that parenting is hard because it is. So you don't want to lie or ignore things that are really going on. So this isn't false positivity where you're just like blind to everything and acting like everything's okay. That's not what we're saying. Y'all on Facebook, let me know if I'm still connected because my internet is saying like I'm online, offline. Okay, yeah. Facebook, I'm so sorry. This video is not working on Facebook. All right, I'm going to keep going. Facebook, if you can, hopefully it'll hop back on. I don't know what happened, but join me on Instagram. Yee. All right, anyway. So, you want to be sure that you're gaining clarity about your lifestyle that you want. What do you want your lifestyle to look like, right? So clarity is the foundation of your direction. You can't move to the next level if you don't know what that looks like for you. So, for example, I love this example right here because we've all been here, right? So pretty much how I said, clarity is your foundation for your direction. Clarity lets you know where you want to go, what you're looking for. So some examples of when we don't have clarity for what we want is when we're trying to choose where we want to eat with our man. So he's like, babe, you hungry? Where you want to go eat? I was like, I don't know. Where you want to go? He's like, I don't know where you want to go. Then y'all start naming places and nobody can agree on where they want to go, right? So that's kind of like our goals. If we don't know exactly what we want our lifestyle to look like, or if we don't know our exact goals of what we're looking for, we're just kind of going back and forth, like trying to figure out dinner, or even not dinner, trying to find what to watch on Netflix. Listen, I have such a struggle finding what to watch on Netflix as a whole group for my family. When my kids are here, when my husband is here, it's just like, all right, y'all, what are we doing? What are we going to do to decide this, right? And Netflix has things set up. They have categories. They have subcategories. They have things based off your interests. So the same way you would try to choose what to eat, or the same way you would try to find what to watch on Netflix, have that mindset for what do you want your lifestyle to look like in the future? What are your future goals that you are looking for? And what adjustments are you going to have to make in your mindset in order to achieve that goal that you desire, right? So some things that you may desire for your lifestyle is to make more money, have more income, to be happily married. So maybe you're single and want to be married, or you're married but not happy. You just want to be happily married. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to buy your first home. Maybe you want to get a new job. Maybe you want to improve your relationship with your children, or improve your fitness and health lifestyle. So again, with that point there, you want to gain clarity. Clarity is the foundation for your direction of where you're going and headed in your life, and sets the foundation of, okay, how do I need to adjust my mindset so that it lines up with me reaching this goal that I desire. All right, when it comes to setting goals, you want to set realistic goals and expectations. So you have to evaluate yourself and know where you are, right? This is similar to a GPS. Whenever you have your GPS and you're putting in your address for where you're going to go, the GPS first has to know your current location, right? It can't give you a destination on where to go unless the GPS knows where you are in that moment. So that's kind of what you have to do when you're wanting to level up your mindset and your goals. Hey, Cree. When you're wanting to level up yourself, you have to take inventory and evaluate where you currently are. So this may look like, you want to save money, but you don't even know where your money is going in the first place. So how can you save money if you don't know where it's going? So this is where that work comes in, and those steps come in, and those action steps. So maybe for a month or two, you may have to track your expenses. Slow down. You may have to track your expenses to see, okay, where is my money going? And if you're anything like me, it'll most likely be a food diary. I cannot believe how much money I spend on food. It's so sickening. But yes, so that's one example. Another example is you may want to lose weight or be more fit, but you haven't dealt with your root reason behind overeating. And this was something personal for me. About a year ago, I read this book called The Emotionally Unattached Mother, and it had pointed out to me some poor eating habits that I had based on my lack of emotional connection with my family or my mom at home. So once I made that connection that my overeating was connected to me trying to fill a void, or I'm eating because I'm bored, or I'm eating because it's food in the house and it's just something to do, or I eat when I'm stressed and don't know how to make decisions. Once you start to pinpoint those things, then the weight loss goal becomes a little easier because you know your triggers, right? Another example is that you may want to buy a house, but you have not prepared your credit. So you have to evaluate where you are. You're wanting to get approved. You on Zillow, you scrolling, you saving, and screenshotting and everything, and picturing yourself in this home. But sis, your credit is in the low 600s or the high 500s. And If you have been under a rock, you know that that's not going to, get you approved for what you're wanting to be approved for, right? So, again, you have to set realistic goals and expectations based on where you are in that current moment. And it's okay. We are all where we are. It's our journey. It's our story. We can't look at where everybody else is and where everybody else is going, because that's going to throw us off our game when we're trying to move forward. So if I see little Sally, I don't have no other name. If I see little Sally on Instagram and she just booming, she just making money. And I'm thinking, dang, I can't even save no money. I want to make some money so I can spend and stuff. Okay, me looking at little Sally and getting upset with her for making money is not going to help me make money. It's not going to help me save money. So I have to take my eyes off little Sally, look at myself, and put in the work to save more money if that's what I'm looking for, or to earn more income if that's what I'm looking for. Right? All right. The next thing you want to do to level up your lifestyle is be consistent. Consistency is key. That phrase is so cliche, but it is so true as well. Because if you're not consistent, you're not going to get any results. But when you are consistent, you will get results. And honestly, consistency can go both ways. Consistency can work in your favor, or it can be your downfall. So if you consistently show up for your workouts, eventually you're going to see the results pay off. If you consistently don't show up for your workouts, you're going to see the results, which is going to be nothing. You're going to still be the same way. You may even get bigger. It just depends on, what's going on with that. So when it comes to being consistent, you need to figure out, think of it as, how often am I going to show up for myself? Ask yourself that question. So instead of, I need to be more consistent, ask, how can I show up more for myself? Because whatever the situation is, whether it's fitness or finances or starting a business or building your relationship, your future self is going to be happy with the decision you're making today. And I can attest to that for my fitness journey. For y'all who have followed me, you have seen the work I've put in. Some of my girls are on here. Y'all been my accountability partners. Y'all know. But when I say future me is so happy that in January of 2022, I decided I'm going to show up for myself and work out for 30 days in a row. And then that 30 days turned into 60 days. So I just finished a 60-day workout challenge that I did for myself. So at the beginning of the year, this is my 30th year. I turned 30 this Saturday. I cannot wait. But at the beginning of the year, I made a promise to myself. I made a promise for how often I was going to show up for myself. And I decided 30 days at a time, I want to be consistent in a workout. Now, one thing that I will say that helped me was I didn't do 30 days in a row of exercise. Because, you're supposed to have some rest days. So I didn't even do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday, or 6 o'clock in the evening and 7 o'clock. I simply had it as, for 30 days in a row, I want to show up for myself and exercise. And I was able to do this by, keeping a list in my phone, having accountability partners, I sent a photo every time I worked out to my friends in our group chat that we had. And that was so motivating for me because I knew they were waiting on the picture, and it was that accountability I needed to help me stay consistent. So I think sometimes we just get so caught up in the details of it. Like, oh, I got to work out in the morning, so I ain't waking up that early. Or I don't have time in the evenings to exercise. Or I only have time to do 10 minutes. That's not enough. Or I want to do an hour, but it's only... it's just so many excuses. And it's just like, bruh, sis, just show up for one day and do an exercise. Period. Whatever the exercise is, just show up and do it. All right? So pretty much with being consistent too, if it's something you've never done before, you have to realize that you are creating a new habit. You are rewiring your brain to think a new way. If your brain is used to coming home, eating snacks, and watching TV, you have to rewire your brain that, okay, when we come home, we are changing into our workout clothes and exercising. That's something new you have to do. It's unfamiliar. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's okay. The more that you're consistent with it, the more comfortable it will be. Just think about, again, it works both ways. Think about how many times you came in and just sat down and didn't work out. That became very comfortable for you. So the more that you start to show up for yourself to work out or to save money or to be intentional about your relationship with your kids or to do that one thing for your business that you said you were going to do, the more that you do it little by little over time, it will grow and you'll see the results from it. Hey, TT. All right, so where am I at? All right. Another thing is, don't write yourself off if you miss a day when it comes to consistency. And I will say, with me just having the basic 30-day challenge, really relieved that pressure off of me when I didn't work out a day. So opposed to like the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and say I didn't work out Friday, my old mindset would think, dang, I gotta miss Friday, I messed up, I didn't do my 3 days. Now I got to start over. Like, it kind of gives a defeating, feeling and mindset. So don't write yourself off just because you missed a day. It's just a day. It's all right. Just do it again the next day. Just start again the next day. It's okay if you mess up or miss a day or don't show up for yourself. But if you know that you're expecting yourself to show up, you know that eventually you're going to have to do something. If you didn't save your $25 this month and now you done spent up all your money, that's all right. Next month, put a plan in place. All right, I'm going to save my $25 first because it didn't feel good when I didn't have it. So, again, giving yourself grace and just showing up the next time if you mess up. It really helps to keep a log of some sort. So I like to use the notes section in my phone. I'll have to screenshot and share it with y'all. I have like a little note for everything. For fitness, for finances, for relationships, my grocery list, all of that. Business ideas. So you want to be sure you have some type of a log or a record as a visual for you to see, okay, how consistent I'm being. How am I not being consistent, right? We need that visual. You can do this, like I said, the notes section of your phone. Most smartphones have that. A calendar, keeping track on your calendar. So if the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Tuesday, Thursdays work for you, keep tracking your calendar so that you can see. Maybe you need to write out a list of things to do. So jotting it on a piece of paper where you can visually see what you want to do and having that accountability partner or accountability group. You have to have some type of way to keep track or some type of visual for you to see, okay, yes, I'm doing good showing up here, but maybe not so good showing up here. So every year I like to have one word to set an intention for my year. So in 2021, my word was consistency. And I had a few areas in my life that I just wanted to be more consistent in. I was sick and tired of the start-stop pattern. Start it for a few days, stop, and don't show up for it for another month or so. So in 2021, I made the commitment to myself that I'm going to be consistent in XYZ areas. And when I tell y'all, that I felt like was the push I needed, the boost I needed to say, Tari, you can do it. It's just a matter of you doing it. It's not that you can't. It's just a matter of you showing up. So one area that I wanted to be more consistent in was my business and my Tuesday talks. So here I am in 2022, a year later from my consistency goal, and I have shown up, y'all. Y'all have seen me. Y'all seen the posts. You tuned in with me. I've been showing up every single Tuesday to talk with y'all. If I can't, I'll send a little disclaimer. Hey, we canceled or whatever. But I've shown up. And in me showing up one time a week for over a year, for about 2 years now, there's so many doors that have opened to me, y'all. Like so many doors. I'm not going to get emotional, but so many doors have opened to me just from making that decision to be consistent a year ago, right? And I've been able to, have special guests on my Tuesday talk. I'm in the works of getting a podcast started. All of this from deciding, okay, for one day a week, I'm going to show up on live and talk. Simple as that. Another area which I shared with y'all that I wanted to be more consistent in was my exercise and my fitness and lifestyle. So like I shared, I had my homegirls. Hey, this is my picture. This is my workout. And now I keep a log on my phone. So because I started the year saying, all right, I'm going to be consistent in my exercises, now I can do it myself. I don't necessarily need a group to check in with. It's fun too, but I don't necessarily need that because I've been consistent for 30 days with my group. That next 30 days by myself, it was nothing. It was like, all right, let's get it. It's time to work out. Check, check, check. We get into it, all right? For my finances, I wanted to be consistent with my savings because I was sick and tired of not having money for emergencies or not having enough money left over after I paid my bills. So for the past 3 years now, I have been saving 10% of my check. I tithe 10%, I save 10%. Before I do anything else, before I pay any type of bill, I save 10% and I tithe 10%. And when I tell y'all, now my bank is not, busting out the seams yet, full of commas, but when I say, like, when emergencies pop up, like I just had a flat tire last weekend, I tripped a little bit, then I was like, Tara, you have an emergency savings. Like, you saved for such a time as this. And for me making that decision 3 years ago to be consistent with my savings, now I'm in a place where, sure, my tire can bust, or sure, I can need an oil change, or sure, something can be, a child can get hurt or need something for school that they didn't tell me about till last minute. I'm prepared because I've had my savings in place for that from consistency. Now, I want to be transparent because I don't want y'all to feel like I'm just out here killing it in every area of my life. Some areas I have not been as consistent in. So, I want to learn Spanish, or I've been learning Spanish for about 3 years now. And I had the goal to study Spanish for 3 days a week for 30 minutes a day. And that ain't been happening. I might get 1 or 2 days in, more so one day. More so one day, but I have not been able to show up for 3 days at a time. Now, maybe that's because I have other things as a priority on my list, or I'm not being as intentional about that. But, again, I just wanted to share that because it's not possible to be killing it in all areas of our lives. Like, that's not what we want. Hey, Auntie. That's not reality. There are going to be some things we are better at showing up for than others. I know I'm really into money and finances right now, so I'm going to show up for that money. I'm going to save my money, right? I'm into me looking good, and I like the way that I look. I like the way my clothes are fitting. Hot girl summer is on the way. So I'm going to show up for that workout, right? But for Spanish, it's like that's more of a broad, long-term goal. Like, yeah, I want to learn Spanish, but I don't know if I feel like doing it right now today. So that's just a quick little plug for reality, right? We're not going to be killing it in every area all the time, and it's okay. And my last point for leveling up your mindset for your lifestyle is not to do it alone, man. If you don't have a secure group of friends around you, or a Facebook group, or some type of people that you're connected to that can help you along this journey, then I highly suggest that you do, right? So some of you may have heard this saying, but there's a saying that your life will look like the 5 people that you hang around the most. So evaluate your circle. The 5 people that you hang around the most, what do their lives look like? What type of things do they talk about? What does their mindset look like? What do their other relationships look like? How do their finances look? Are they reaching their goals? You really want to evaluate your circle because that matters so much for your growth and your mission, right? We automatically feed off of each other. I think there's a scripture like iron sharpens iron. If you're around good company, then you most likely will want to elevate. If you're around negativity, you're most likely going to be negative. And I actually shared this on my Facebook post, I think a few days ago, where I was like, get around some friends that motivate you with some positive peer pressure, right? We've all heard of negative peer pressure, to drink and smoke or whatever. Get you some friends that motivate you with some positive peer pressure. So literally all of my homegirls are into fitness of some sort. I've got 2 friends that have their own fitness group, Hoochie Mama Boot Camp. Y'all come out to that this summer. But they do that. I have another friend that has her own fitness business, Bonafide Theorist. I have another friend that goes to the YMCA all the time, her and her sister. I have another friend that walks or goes to her gym. So it's like, okay. All my girls are on it with their workouts. How lame would I feel to be the only friend that doesn't exercise? And honestly, I'm motivated by my girls and their dedication. So, and I see them looking good. I see them looking cute. It's like, okay. Peer pressure. I want some of that too, right? I want to be cute this summer. I want to look fly. I want to be healthy. I want to create this lifestyle that works out, that exercises, that finds fitness to be, important in my life. So that really, really matters, who you're around. Get around people who are where you want to be. So don't be intimidated about somebody making 6 figures and you're not there yet. Or don't be intimidated by somebody who is snatched and fit in their fitness goal and you're not quite there yet. That's okay. Still get around those people so that you can learn from them, so they can pour into you and you can use, what's helping them to help you in your life. Allow people to hold you accountable and check in with you. And you want to be sure that you find people that you can trust. We're going through this journey of life. It is not easy. I feel like we all need somebody that we can lean on, somebody that we can trust, somebody that we can depend on. So if you don't have that group or those people, I highly, highly suggest that you connect to them ASAP. All right, so that is all I have for you all today. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I just have a few special notes at the end of today's talk. If you have not already, please subscribe to my email list. I am in the works of getting resources and things to you all to help you all taking things to another level. So if you can, please subscribe to my email list so you will be up to date on that. I do, like I mentioned before, have a podcast in the works. I am doing the underground work right now, the planning, the setup, and all of that. So in the future, all Tuesday Talks will be transferred to a podcast platform. So be on the lookout for that. I'm so excited. And yes, like I said, I'll have resources, tools, and everything for y'all. You did such a good job. I'm going to take some. Yes, thank you, Asia. Yes, please apply everything that I've said. If not everything, one thing that I said today, put some type of application behind it. I just want to see all of us win, specifically Black moms, millennial moms. I just want us to be successful in our lives, kill it in our womanhood as well as in mommyhood, mommy life, right? We can do both. It's possible to do both. We just have to plan and balance and figure out our sweet spot, and we'll be good to go. Well, thank you all again. Have a good night. I will see you all next week. Bye.